Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Now, welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing Propagandacast with the host Imperial Dane, the one and only master propaganda hero of defender of the fatherland, off you to a 1v1 on Twin Beaches, and north it is Imbbe, fighting here for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Here with the 26th Panzer Division. In the south is Stephenn of Australia, fighting here for the British Empire, the Commonwealth. Here with a single sapper opening into a lot of sections versus the Trill Pioneers of Imbbe, which is a Wehrmacht classic on Twin Beaches. As always, big hearty thanks to my patron supporters for the continued generous and absolutely wonderful support of the Propagandacast. And a big thanks for commenting and liking on them as well. Helps out immensely with YouTube algorithms. And finally, a big thanks to Andrew for donating and supporting the Propagandacast with his hard-earned money. So, off we are to the races. Sections, grenadiers, infantry on both sides being shipped to the front line to meet the enemy.
What is our assignment?
Pioneers creeping off in various directions, and the sappers and sections not quite so much. Obviously here, the kind of opening Stephenn is going for means less capture speed in the early game, but does compensate by just having more firepower. Sort of, shall we say, short to mid-term. Particularly mid-term, it's like, really sort of bulks up. So, basically, Trill Pioneers versus this may, of course, get more map right away, but may struggle to hold it as the sections don't really ramp up in numbers and power. So, it definitely creates some problems here for him, but the longer this goes on, unless he can, quickly shut down Stephenn. First shots fired here, almost 2-minute mark here. Grenadiers versus the infantry sections, Lee Enfields versus Car 90A bolt action rifles. Pioneers closing in here, section withdrawing, sappers moving to this as well here. And we got more Pioneers rushing, believing that it's going to be a rough one here, I think, for Imbbe. Section taking suffered here, so there won't be any support here from the rest of Stephen's force. They're already here winning the engagements aggressively here. Not looking good for Imbbe and the Germans here. The Pioneers are trying the best. They are focusing down the sappers. It also means the section just gets so many more free shots. Third section done. Oh, he actually does win. Stephenn decides not to risk anything further and just pulls back. But then again, I don't necessarily blame him. Again, he's just building up more and more sections. At some point, he's going to just hit critical mass, and at that stage, it's not going to matter too much there with the map control. So, Stephenn here is definitely playing this in the long perspective there. Feeling for him, of course, to get his troops healed up. Very good idea there, of course, for Stephenn. Imbbe, of course, I think at this point, starting to figure out what's going on there. And it's just trying to slow down Stephenn's economy as much as possible. Just put as many sticks into Stephenn's wheels. And that way, buy as much time, because he knows he's going to get absolutely steamrolled by the sections unless he manage to take up fast. So, breakthrough here, Durchbruch, MP40s, and rapid production, so clearly looking to push out some fast light vehicles. Luftwaffe companies are, this is, I think, Imbbe pretty much realizing what Stephenn is doing and realizing that if he doesn't counter this the right way, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Of course, even if he does counter in the right way, it may still not quite go smooth as he'd like it to. Grenadiers poking about, they're grabbing the fuel point here. Stephenn doing it, of course, to similarly mess with his opponent's economy. So, will he go for fourth section? Probably. He can't easily take up at the moment. He still is short on fuel. Again, due to the slower capture order there against Imbbe, and the fact that Imbbe was able to at least somewhat disrupt things here. Fourth section for Stephenn. Almost got the fuel point here. Not connect, but even then, it still serves the purpose. If Imbbe wants it back, he still has to spend more time trying to grab it back. In the car point in the south here. Stephenn, of course, need to deal with that pretty rapidly. British force charging grenadiers. Nigel goes down there. I think there, Reginald falls into the pixelated afterlife. Pioneers with fun efforts moving in here. Imbbe probably not going to bother with the MP40 upgrade. Sections here, two of them catching the grenadiers here by the cutoff point. Bit of a nasty crossfire here, not looking good there for Imbbe's Grenadiers. 2-1 on the way. Of course, we'll get a bit faster, courtesy of rapid production.
Alarm. Sector overrun.
Pioneer sections moving in. Still no Belgrade for Stephenn. Stephenn, of course, a player that tends to, at times, wait a bit longer than others to make a battle pick. It does at least make
Scout car available.
So there we go, 2-1 out here. Stephenn could, of course, counter it now with anti-tank rifle, except it's ammunition, so could actually end up having to go for Australian defense just for the 2-pounder gun. Twin command post is up, so he could try and hold up for the 6-pounder. We'll see what Stephenn does.
HQ
Medic station there for Imbbe.
to heal our wounded.
There we go, 2-1 on the field. Hunting down those Tommies. Medic station halfway down up north. Sappers pushing back the Pioneer Sea, opening up the North Road here, and the points, well, next to it. Imbbe all rushing the armor car north. Probably also just trying to avoid making the armor car too predictable, meaning it becomes easy for him to just say, a bunch of anti-tank guns or anti-tank rifles and just blast it into oblivion. So by shifting from one end of the map to the other end of the map, he ensures that he is that way a bit harder to predict and a bit harder to, like, you know, just pin down. So smart there. Black 30 here for Imbbe. Using that fuel point back here finally. And we got the main road here being mined as well there by Imbbe. Thumbs up. So, will Stephenn here try for a Humber, or will he try for maybe even some light tanks? He's just going to ignore them and stick to anti-tank guns. This is certainly one of the ways where Stephenn does have some flexibility in like which path he decides to pursue here versus Imbbe. So we'll have to see what he decides upon. Imbbe, meanwhile, I feel like might start wanting to like getting some infantry out. There we go, boys, anti-tank rifle.
Keep them back.
One of the less powerful anti-tank rifles of the war standing. And one of the weaker ones were actually the airborne versions of that, because, well, to make it more useful for the airborne troops, they actually cut down the barrel, except it was through the barrel actually gained like any kind of velocity to penetrate armor, so it basically became useless for that measure. And in fact, British units equipped with it would typically just discard it and just try and get anything else to just use instead, like autocannons and whatnot. So, little fun fact there. South side punishing for the southern field point here. Munitions point there being nabbed. Fortunately for Stephenn, his anti-tank rifle dream there against the 2-1 fell short. Up north, Sappers are getting absolutely peppered with a variety of automatic fire sources. We do have the Humber out here for Stephenn.
Advanced weaponry will
6-pounder guns as well. Jaegers for Imbbe, finally bringing in some more infantry. Pioneers caught laying down mines. As Stephenn races to the beaches here, not to have a nice swim, but to deal with the Germans. Which in some places is probably still a concern. Up north here, 2-1 here versus section. Jaegers almost done there for Imbbe, and it does Farsland. Even as Stephenn there can soon taste that 6-pounder gun, though he really shouldn't. Unnerves the crew whenever he tries to start the gun. Catching the flak 30 here with the infantry section. There you go, 2-1 blocking the pursuit here. Oh, straight into a mine. Absolutely beautiful combo there out at the end of this is Stephenn. And we might even see a small chance of the second unit. Might be kind of boys entertaining off section of blocking the pursuit. Close call there. Back at base for Stephenn, not much else happening. As for Imbbe, build up here around the centre, got the Jaegers moving forwards, getting the scoped G43s. They're definitely getting more popular. As of late, after the nerf of the Panzerschreck, changed it. I mean, you still see some Panzerschrecks, but they've definitely fallen out of favour now with this scoped G43 average. In tank section, I'm not entirely sure what Stephenn's trying to do there, except just tie up the opponent a bit, buy some time. There you go, using the Humber to cover the draw as well here. Stephenn is that kind to make sure they suffer minimal damage when they finally have to get out of there. Thumbs up.
Keep calm, pioneers!
Pioneers was a section.
Keep calm, pioneers!
You ready?
We're leaving.
Pioneer routed.
I think we shot at them.
Stephenn still not picking a battle group here. Canadian shot could be Armour. Could even be Australian defense. You'll offer him some viable options and decisions to make there. Which one he so far seems to be rather cagey about. And he's pushing that on the victory point. Imbbe looking to just gain as much of a lead here with Stephenn as possible. Support elements, so Vivian going to happen here.
Points at your disposal.
Not too surprising. There we go. Boys, chaps on the field again. North Pioneers 2-1 moving in.
He's dead. Leave him.
There you go, Scope. D33 Jaegers at it. Four elements almost unable to go for the Vivian Flat Panzer right away. I imagine that will be his purpose. More sappers for Stephenn meanwhile. Just repairs, and of course means he has more sappers, more minesweepers, and there you go. Stephenn does commit here to armored or heavy armor. Churchill tanks of some sort, Crusader anti-aircraft tank, and a variety of other
Move ourselves up.
bonuses and benefits. Of course, obviously, what exactly he ends up with? Will he go for the Churchill Black Print? Will he go for the regular one, or is there something else Stephenn is concocting?
The men are ready.
Let's see. McFadden holding up here, south side. 2-1 here, holding up against the section inside the lighthouse here.
We finished our
Centre remains fairly dug in there by the Germans. Will require Stephenn pulling off some pretty solid moves to reclaim. Would also, I think, be a good investment. For now, sappers have been used as scouts. Unfortunately, it's reconnaissance by getting shot at. That's cost them a few sappers in the process. South side, stand up between the section and the lighthouse, and the armoured car continues. A bit beneficial to the team to some extent.
cover and return fire.
German forces all continuing their advance in the centre. Stephenn rushing towards Stephenn. There you go, Pioneers hitting a mine. And we got there the flare off here by Stephenn's Humber. Thumbs up. We need some pretty aggressive repairs. And there goes section run here. Finally, Stephenn had to withdraw them. Meanwhile, all this having to get the flak pans here out of Imbbe, providing, of course, another problem there for Stephenn to deal with. We got a second flak pans already. Imbbe sensing victory, almost tasting it on the wind, commits heavily to civilians. And there you go, Humber there flanking and going straight here for the flak 30 and the 2-1 behind it. And does Imbbe control the centre at least somewhat here? Nice push by Stephenn. Dising upon the flak 30, clearly hoping to wipe it, and does deny Imbbe a chance used again. But there you go, Vivian flak punch to the rescue here. Stephenn, of course, suddenly realising he might be a bit outgunned there. And rather than just freeing the Humber armoured car,
Enemy have 300 points left.
the streak of petulant fury, he decides, you know what, it might be a bad idea to keep it alive. At the very least, he can withdraw and refit it for more resources.
Fixed. Now get back into fight.
I'm sure that's also a line, a thought that the crew appreciates.
Awaiting orders.
Now the 6-pounder gun here for Stephenn.
Make a decision.
Pretty much the expected response to these Vivians, at least with what he currently has. I mean, he could try and take up, but one entity is the Vivians, really like a number of other threats, may just simply fall short in that time, so making sure he's got the guns ahead of time, I think, is a very sensible approach there. Minimises pointless casualties and potential, like, points where, like, Imbbe could conduct a breakthrough against Stephenn and power over him. For now, though, German forces here of German Panzerwaffe continue to sail to the position of Stephenn. The British Empire, they're struggling there. The men of the 1st, or the 7th Armour there, holding the line as German forces keep pushing forwards, keep advancing. Panzerbüchse are here. Imbbe's clearly had enough of the Humber armoured car, wishes to silence it on a more permanent basis.
Blitzkrieg tactics are available for VG
Blitzkrieg,
crews.
so
They shall lead the way.
like your Tiger tank, but Imbbe could of course decide to surprise us with a commander tank. But whether or not he does that is of course an entirely different subject matter. Could do so. There you go, 221 upgraded with the 28mm Panzerbuchse. Like filling withdrawing.
The enemy is stealing our territory from us. We have a surplus of command points available.
Getting upgrade to the 223 as well. 500 was 255. I mean, Imbbe is enjoying a strong victory point over Stephenn.
Territory sector lost.
It's not quite, you know, Stephenn needs to do something about it soon, but, you know, it might be worth looking into doing something about it before it does become like a critical matter he has to deal with before he loses.
Infantry! Return fire!
Black Panther out here is a section blasting through the roof, the windows, the walls, most of the walls actually.
Territory lost.
Here gives us a Humber, mines exploding again. Somewhere I think in the south here. As for Stephenn, we're not seeing any attack, we're not really seeing like any indications what he's planning though. Okay, there we go, he is going for the tech at least, the company command post is on the way. But then soon withdraw the Humber armored car, maybe get it like a fast Matilda. But Crusaders, or perhaps like, you know, Churchill tanks at any decent pace. I mean, again, Stephenn, here's the Brits, has a lot of options available to him. It's just a matter of like which options does Stephenn pick and then, you know, follow up on.
My grenadiers have taken the
Company
location.
command post halfway down here for Stephenn. Pretty quiet there, silence almost there on the battlefield.
Silence! Grenadiers ready. The men are ready.
Quick strike Imbbe on the southern field point is going to force a response there from Stephenn, and we can see the Imbbe is already anticipating this with the Flak Pants. We also got tech there for Imbbe, the Panzer Company, so not just going to stick around with the Evelyn's thumbs up. If we've seen plenty of players lose the matches, they just get obsessed with the Evelyn's and Martyrs, and then neglect everything else, which is typically, on a strategic level, not the most, I think, optimal of moves. British forces on the hunt on the Flak Panzer, Panzer Company sliding in ready. Humber there being withdrawn and for more resources, thumbs up. So, we'll of course see, well, what exactly does Stephenn pick? Matilda, Crusader, Grants. Well, again, will it be a setup towards the buildable Churchill tank? And that way providing a larger target here versus opponent. There you go, we do get a Crusader tank here for Stephenn, so if Churchill tanks are very much part of his grand scheme here, we're not seeing it yet. More Jaegers going on for Imbbe.
5 command
Cancels
points
them,
available.
perhaps if deciding, you know, maybe just go for Starstorm instead. There we go, Crusader tank almost down there for Stephenn. 520. Stephenn starting to like hit that point, he's something, and there you go, we got the
Bastards have secured
port
our
repair
territory from
assemblies
us.
and the anti-aircraft Crusader tank there sort of selected, but it does sound like which, say, Churchill tank he might be dreaming about here. More Crusaders for Stephenn. Guess he's not going to go for Churchill tanks anytime soon. We'll have to see where this goes. Bit of crop, but there you go again. Fighting intensifies. Crusader race got the same. There you go. Straight to mine in front of Flak 30. Good lord. Sappers narrowly avoiding the field execution by German troops on the southern side of the beaches. Crusader continue to try and get out of there with the damaged engine. Odds are definitely looking a bit tougher there. Second Crusader tank almost done for Stephenn and Britannia. Victory points wise, we got 500 to 200. Gap is slowly moving towards that point, but Stephenn may have to consider worrying at least just a bit. And of course, sometime after that, he's in the spot where he definitely has to worry.
Don't go! Aim your rifle and fire!
Got a wipe there. No real exit plan there for that section, clearly. To allowing him to have a nice, comfortable wipe. Crusaders moving in, backed up for sections. Their assault is underway against Imbbe. It's the armoured fist of Stephenn and the British Empire comes after him. And there you go. Northern flak panzer on his own as the Brazilian takeoff tank. Knowing that it's supported, there's the armoured car for the Panzerbuchse. That may not quite cut the cake entirely satisfactory there either. 500 goes on 82. Stephenn needs to get his hand on those victory points soon. Or he needs to beat his opponents before he runs out of victory points. I mean, that's technically another in a potential game plan there. Some might say a win con. But Flak Pan's being 40 back up the Flak 30 in the centre. Section holding up here by the road, but it's not a great position to up against, not against this many Germans with not enough firepower.
Command points must be assigned.
And there we go. Imbbe makes the decision. He makes the call. He goes for the Panzer IV. Imbbe's kind of getting close to the Tiger tank. He's probably figuring he waits around here for too long.
Enemy forces
The Tiger
have
tank
left our
may simply
territory.
arrive too late as the field gets, swarmed by Crusader tanks, so I do think that is a sensible choice he made, the truth be told. There we go, Panzer already. Sweeping in there with a Panzerkampfwagen 4.
It's done, Commandant.
Bernie is routed, Flak Panzers, Panzer Force, Pioneers all on the move. Mines down there you go. Crusader engaging the German armoured vanguard here on the southern beaches as Imbbe orders his men forwards and then backwards. He can't quite make up his mind. Up north, Jaegers find themselves becoming the prey here in the face of the Crusader tank, abandoning the positions with express permission from the commanding officer. Foot guards for Stephenn. On 89, 171. So, Stephenn's more or less got everything there selected, except for, of course, well, what kind of big tank does he want? That is the sort of remaining question that Stephenn needs to answer. A deeply philosophical question, obviously. One that left Greek philosophers quite in a twist for days, weeks even. 189, 159. Bit of skirmishing there, Grenadiers falls back with the Crusader. Centre there being held firmly by British forces as the foot guards finally get their feet to the front line. 189, 153. Gap between the two commanders continues to grow here. Imbbe's lead is looking more and more solid here. But there goes Stephenn, renders 1 point neutral. He's halting the bleed for now. Can he stabilise? Can he turn things around? Obviously, a flak crew though expires here in the face of ruthless British attention. But can Stephenn follow up on this? Can he exploit this opportunity? There you go, at least destroying the flak 30. There we go, up north, Jaegers routed, guns blazing, got 484, 151.
Marder, tank destroyer.
Then we got Imbbe with the Marder 3. Indicating he's clearly worried about enemy armour and is clearly far removed from, say, anything else like a Tiger tank or even another Panzer IV.
They are securing our
So the Marder 3, obviously in that regard, represents a nice, cheap-ish option there. And Stephenn is busy money. Cut-offs.
The enemy has cut us off. We have territory out of supply. Bastards have
Imbbe
secured
following
our
up here
territory
with the
from us.
mighty Stoss-Truppen. South side here, German forces advancing here. Oh, right into mine. Stephen's mine continue to be absolutely fantastically devious. Continue to mess with any advance there by the Germans.
Armed and ready.
Stoss from out, thumbs up. 165, 151. Very quiet. Up north, armoured car encountering some issues here with Stephenn's northern forces. south centre here. Fresh push here by Imbbe trying to dislodge Stephenn. And the British almost got the Pioneer Squad wiped that close call. Exception so. Imbbe closing on that Tiger tank. These command points wise, what resource wise is definitely going to take a while to get towards it. Starsum may claim it to the northern fuel point. I think that may force them to respond to that. Another martyr by Imbbe, at least not looking like he intends to go for the Tiger tank right away anytime in the near future. Ooh, mine went off in the start, so we could see wipe it from Stephenn on them. That mine was huge. Martyr caught him as well. They almost got the stars up, but no. Oh, they got wiped right. Oh, it was too late there. Almost got the martyr to some bad situation there for him, but a very close call there. Not bad at all there by Stephenn. The only downside of that is that at least the machine was dropped here, so Imbbe can capture it again and, you know, utilize it as the British once more.
A Tiger heavy panzer is ours to deploy.
There we go. Imbbe will the Tiger tank. As for Stephenn, well, it's starting to begin a lot like the Black Prince here. I mean, he's got the fuel, he's got the manpower. He clearly just needs the command points at this stage. Otherwise, he always spend that much manpower and fuel. So, I feel like if he could have gone for the, you know, Churchill tank, by now he would have done so. But actually, he got a Crusader anti-aircraft tank for Stephenn, so probably figuring he's not going to call in the Black Prince anytime soon, so he can afford to, like, you know, go for something in the meantime. 142 was 140. The gap remains rather significant between the two, and Stephenn's forces will have to work hard. Duh. And there you go. Mine goes off, killing Gavin and Floyd there, absolutely decimating them. Crusader moving in, catching in the good wind. Armour Connie above, and getting 1 Crusader tanks. Anti-air conversion armor is done. And there you go. Vidman flak panzer down. Imbbe here too slow to respond. His martyr's just not in a position for the assist, or even the Pandalore for that matter. Got in there by Stephenn, who's one significant threat on the other side. But Imbbe, powered by Fury, charges through here. You destroyed my Wirbelwind, you swine! I will destroy you and all you love! I don't know, I can imagine that's how that sound over this. But anyways, pushing forward here again, fueled by anger and Wirbelwind focused revenge desire. Anything pushed back here, Armour Cast goes a nice little tank. Stephenn clearly not ready for that as the Martyr's moon as well here, but it does save the Crusader tank here. Almost got a Grenadier squad there, foot guards advancing, though getting caught in the nasty stuff there. Got 442 versus 137. Great map control for Stephenn. Mine goes off the foot guards. Grenadiers wiped. Stinging brother to Imbbe and to Deutschland as he continues his very, very slow odyssey towards the Tiger tank. A Pioneer squad also gets pelted into the next world. But there we go. Mine goes off the Crusader tank. It's not all bad here for Imbbe against Stephenn. 2-1 down finally. More Crusaders for Stephenn. If he's reading the big tanks anytime soon, he's not showing much of it. Martyr down, Martyr down. Another painful blow there to Imbbe.
We have command points that require use.
Just got the Crusader lost. And down it goes. Nice flank here by Imbbe. Got the Pentagon behind there. 2 thumbs up. Good counter move there. But still, Imbbe took some heavy losses though, so did Stephenn there. So most of Stephenn's stuff can just be reinforced a bit to make flank. Not quite as much opportunity for Imbbe. And there we go. He did go for the Churchill Black Prince there. The unicorn of the British Empire. He can shoot here with the Bofors anti-aircraft gun. Wirbelwind hit a mine there. Going back the Crusader anti-aircraft tank there with the Swedish gun. Fun fact, Axis Force's ultimate use of an anti-aircraft tank with the Swedish Wirbelwind with Bofors was talked about, but the ATC servers, the Romanians, the Finns, and the Hungarians hacked out their own version of it. An even more fun fact, actually for part of the war, they actually had it double. At least the doctrinally was considered a tank destroyer as well. They even tried to keep at it by like adding this massive like just shaped charge. You could like add like to the barrel on the outside of the tank, so you just like have to like get out, then pop it there, or roughly there, and the Nimrod as it's called, and then like fire it away there at relatively close range.
Victory point lost.
So fun little fact there. Imbbe continues his crawl towards the Tiger if he'll ever get there. 404 versus 137.
Fixed. Now get back into the fight. Let's take on to the team.
Jaeger's pushed back, Flammev left behind here.
We have secured the location.
Another Panzer IV for Imbbe.
Tank destroyers ready.
Another Panzerkampf. But there he goes. Stephenn can finally summon the Black Prince. Mounting a 17-pounder gun on the Churchill chassis, though the actual Black Prince was actually much larger than this. They actually make a special, like, basically enlarged version of the Churchill tank chassis.
Territory
This is
sector lost.
definitely a bit more an imaginative version of it. Little fun side note there. 379, 137. A few hits in the Panzerkampfwagen 4. You got Imbbe there trying hard to get back to the map now. Stephenn's Black Prince, they're advancing through the centre.
Enemy forces have captured a
Got
victory
a grenade
point.
off there. Imbbe's Jaeger's just skedaddling out of there. And looks like we might see a bigger push here, but Stephenn Churchill tank, well, Churchill Black Prince lining up the Crusader anti-aircraft tank and the regular Crusader here. Might lead to a bigger clash here between Stephenn and Imbbe. 371 versus 137. And there you go. Artillery loader calling as well here to further complicate matters. Imbbe.
Commandant, territory sector lost.
He's being in a hit here with the Churchill Black Prince. Is around it. Marta gets a good hit on the Black Prince. Stephenn backs off. And far up north here, Crusader anti-aircraft tank completely deals with the Pioneers there, destroying another one of Imbbe's units. Yeah, he's not going to be going for that Tiger tank at this point. He doesn't have the resources and the way he thinks we need for him. Yes, like spending his resources on more immediate concerns like units now. So sort of idea of a tag tank thing is not going to happen anytime soon. It might in fact need to consider more infantry here for Imbbe, with all that manpower flow. So 342 versus 137, there you go. Jaeger's the way, maybe a Panzerschreck. We shall see. Got the Jaeger's advance here, catching here. Stephenn forced out of position. Quick turn to some makeshift defense here, behind an old burned out Panzer. Doing third, or 28% of 37, treble cap there out of Stephenn, good work. Spinners list to lead, but Stephenn is working very hard, clearly on closing the gap there between the two. There we go, third Jaeger squad ready.
We're ready for anything.
307 versus 137.
I think we started them.
Jaeger's pushed back.
We have 300 points remaining.
196, 137.
Commandant, you have CPs available.
There's quite a few command points for them, and he probably thinks he doesn't need them. I mean, it's basically just breakthrough. And then the choice of mechanized assault group and incendiary bombardment. And I don't think he's going to go for the mechanized assault group when he's already got the Panzer Company up, so. And of course, well, what about the incendiaries? He's probably more concerned about the armor, so the idea of calling in the incendiary bombing run probably just isn't ranking very high right now in Imbbe's overall planning and coordination of this battle. Stephenn leading another push up here. Panzer IV withdrawing. Clearly realizing he's about to get outgunned here aggressively. I think things seem to be in many ways turning against him. I mean, he's behind now on casualties and on overall unit size. The only thing he's still got leading effectively is the victory points. Even that could slowly evaporate. Mud already knocked out here. Not great stuff here for Imbbe and Deutschland. What will Stephenn do next here? And what will Imbbe do to try and stay alive here? No upgrades for the Jaegers. Perhaps too busy. Or perhaps thinking just at this point it's not going to matter too much with this. Another artillery loader here. As he pushes towards that remaining victory point that isn't British. Pioneers are getting more. Destroyed. Might even get wiped here by Stephenn, which will certainly be a significant, well, not significant, but be another headache here for Imbbe in a forest of headaches. Only the finest and most exotic of headaches is still at specialist fruit stores.
We have territory cut off from supply. Pioneers standing by.
Further south, the Crusader defends the Pentacle. He Crusader machine Pioneers wiped.
Pioneers are dead.
The situation here for Imbbe is further collapsing on itself here. Up north here, more coordinately pushed by the Pentacle, supported by whatever more advanced infantry. In fact, that's all his infantry can muster. Even then, some of the infantry pushed back here. Desperate attempt here. South side front line has completely and utterly collapsed here upon itself. You might see another section wiped out here, but I think the problem is at this point for Imbbe it may not matter too much. There we go. Oh yeah, you can also go for smoke bombs. I forgot about that one. My bad, I just see Durchbruch or breakthrough so much that pick this ability. But don't forget, you can also drop smoke bombs. But still, even with those two, I don't think Imbbe's odds are looking particularly smashing here versus Stephenn at the moment.
Installing a Panzer officer.
Panzer officer's quarters there for Imbbe. No tank almost done. Got the Jaegers, there's the sappers. Panzer IV sneaking in. Officer's quarters right about ready.
Headquarters has an officer station.
Not going to help too much against the Black Prince, that's where Armour sides, because might have been better investment here for Imbbe. Blitzkrieg popped, I think mostly just try and get out there in one piece. Looks like he's able to salvage his Panda 4C, but that is about it, I think. Whereas the Chechenyans, I think, collapsing here for the Germans in the face of the British Empire. Negotiating wind flanking in the Panda 4C. On busy firing at the wrong unit. Panda 4 down, he's about to lose a second Panda 4 here. Down, that goes one. There go GG from Imbbe, victory for Stephenn. Nasty back and forth battle here. But in the end, I feel like Imbbe just made some questionable decisions, and Stephenn, I think, was just able to like just roll ahead steadily and run his opponent down. So there you go, GG, game over. Hope you enjoyed the match. I've learned something from it. This is Imperial saying cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye, everyone.